What's up, Jake Paulers? Welcome back to another vlog. Today we're going to be talking about my linguistic autobiography. Alright, so the first question is about my place of birth. I was born and raised in Illinois. I've lived here my whole life. But my parents have not always been from Illinois. My mom was born in Nebraska, but she grew up in Texas until the 6th grade. So a lot of her language was influenced from Texas. And my dad was born and raised in Cleveland, but he moved here. Cleveland has pretty similar accent and stuff though, so not much linguistic difference there. So the next question is, what were the biggest influences on my language when I was a child? So definitely the biggest influences on my language were my brother and YouTube. YouTube is what I spent most of my time doing, but my brother was very, very smart. He still is. So he would always say a lot of big words. So I learned a lot of words from my brother. And as far as YouTube goes, I learned a lot of words from YouTube. Probably not good words, but still new language nonetheless. Alright, so the next question is about my language in my high school years. Pretty much all the language I learned in high school was from Instagram. I followed a bunch of meme accounts, and the pure amount of slang that I would get from those meme accounts was definitely the biggest influence on my language throughout any point in my life, no question. Alright, so the next question involves my involvement in a prestige group. When I was in high school, freshman through senior year, I was on the varsity ultimate frisbee team. And I came here to ISU, completely different team, completely different people. All of the people are definitely better. The language is also completely different. The kids in the team have inside jokes. They have different names for drills and different names for calls that would happen in the game that I'm not used to, and having to adjust to that was very hard. So the question is, how early did I become aware of linguistic prejudice? And how did I become aware of it? I learned about linguistic prejudice through YouTube mostly when I was in late elementary and early middle school. And my parents never really swore when I was younger. They weren't that kind of people. So I never even thought about swearing. And I was always terrified of getting in trouble when I was younger. So I was not truly made aware of true linguistic prejudice until late middle school, early high school, when I made the discovery of derogatory terms and then like the really bad words that like nobody really says. Like words that if you were caught saying them in public, like you could suffer like serious consequences. But there's also another time when I was really little, like maybe 5 or 6 years old. I used to make up words all the time. And I was sitting in the car, and I had like a little toy car. I remember this very specifically for some reason. I had a little toy car, and I was playing with it, and I lost it, and I dropped it down, and I said, "Where the hell did my car go?" And little did I know that was a bad word. I just made that word up in my head, but my parents were like, "Oh," and then didn't say anything. So that was just a funny story from my childhood. So the next question is, when did you begin making conscious decisions about the way that you use your language? Up until my junior year of high school, I never said swear words. So I guess I started making conscious decisions ever since I learned the swear words. Nowadays, I make decisions based on who I'm with, but for most of my life, it was the same for every situation, no matter formal, informal, with my friends or whatnot. But I still do have one group of friends that even to this day, I still don't swear with. We've been friends since 6th grade, so it just doesn't feel right whenever I'm with them. Alright, so my next question is, are you linguistically secure? And why? And how does this affect your linguistic behavior? For the most part, I would say that I am linguistically secure. I've always been quiet, but when the situation arises that I need to speak, I've always been confident that what I'm saying is literal and comprehensible. So are there any overall patterns that I've noticed as I think about my language history? My whole life, I've centered my language around slang. So whatever was funny or relevant at the time, I built my casual sentences off of it, disregarding situations and formality, obviously. But Instagram is definitely a big influence on this. I mentioned this before, but whatever meme is funny at the time would always flood Instagram. So no matter what informal situation I was in, I would constantly be referencing something that I knew others would understand. And that was a pattern that I noticed occurred throughout my whole life.